Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press Morning podcast for May 18, 2025. Firstly, in Eastern Europe, Romanians are heading to the polls for a presidential election runoff between hard-right nationalist George Simion and centrist independent Nicuzar Dan. The outcome will have significant implications for Romania's economy, its relationship with the EU, and regional security. With online disinformation spreading rapidly, experts are urging citizens to remain vigilant and critically evaluate information before making their decision. In other news, a breakthrough has been reached in UK-EU relations, with an agreement expected to be announced today that will allow British travelers to use e-gates at European airports, reducing wait times and streamlining the travel process. This is part of a broader package aimed at strengthening UK-EU ties and facilitating trade and mobility. Lastly, US President Joe Biden is not directly involved in these stories, but they are closely watched by the international community as they have implications for global security and economic stability, particularly with regards to NATO's eastern flank and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. We'll be keeping a close eye on these developments throughout the day. That's all for now. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. I'm Walter, and we'll see you again soon. And that's the way it is. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Firstly, we've been following the story of President Trump's recent trip to the Middle East, where he received a luxury Boeing jet as a gift from the Qatari royal family. This gesture has raised concerns about potential conflicts of interest and the influence of foreign powers on U.S. policy decisions. In other news, the Supreme Court has temporarily halted the deportation of certain immigrants, citing insufficient notice and lack of due process. This decision has sparked strong reactions from both sides of the debate, with advocates for immigrant rights welcoming the ruling as a crucial step in protecting constitutional rights. Lastly, we've been reporting on the Trump administration's use of the Alien Enemies Act to justify deportations, which has been met with criticism from courts and advocacy groups. The Supreme Court's decision to review this case highlights the delicate balance between national security concerns and individual liberties. These stories underscore the complexities of global politics and their impact on our lives. We'll continue to provide in-depth analysis and updates on these developments throughout the day. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. We'll be back with more news and analysis after this break. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Rizzer.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, the collateralized loan obligation or CLO market is experiencing significant growth with new managers entering the space. This could lead to increased innovation and competition, ultimately benefiting investors. We'll be keeping a close eye on this developing story. In other news, President Trump has taken to social media to tell Walmart to absorb the costs of tariffs imposed on imported goods instead of passing them on to consumers. This move has sparked a heated debate about the impact of tariffs on businesses and consumers. As the trade war between the U.S. and China continues to escalate, we'll be monitoring the effects on the economy and your wallet. Finally, with retirement on the horizon for many, it's essential to reassess superannuation investment options and strike a balance between growth and security. Experts like Paul Benson and Victoria Devine advise pre-retirees to reduce risk while still allowing for potential growth and seek professional advice to create a personalized retirement strategy. Tune in to our upcoming podcast episode featuring these experts and visit our website for a comprehensive guide to superannuation and retirement planning. That's all for now. Stay informed and we'll see you tomorrow on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Today, we're covering two fascinating stories in space exploration. Firstly, China has launched new satellites into geosynchronous orbit, sparking interest and scrutiny from the U.S. Space Force. The satellites, part of China's growing presence in space, have been met with a cat-and-mouse game as the U.S. deploys its own Inspector satellite to gather more information. Secondly, NASA's Punch mission has captured a breathtaking image of an eclipsed sun with what appears to be an extra moon overhead. This stunning photo is not only a testament to human ingenuity, but also a reminder of the complexities and mysteries waiting to be unraveled in our universe. Both stories highlight the intersection of technology, politics, and international relations in space exploration, as well as the boundless curiosity and ingenuity of the human spirit. We'll continue to explore these topics and more in the days ahead. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Until next time, keep looking up at those stars and wondering what secrets they hold. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. I'm your host, Howard. We've got a thrilling lineup of stories for you today, folks. First off, let's dive into the world of sports. We're seeing some exciting developments in the NFL, with the release of the new season schedule. Our top story highlights the most anticipated matchups, including the Week 1 showdown between the Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles, as well as the interconference clash between the Kansas City Chiefs and Dallas Cowboys in Week 5. In college sports, the University of Notre Dame is making waves with its recruiting efforts. The Fighting Irish have secured commitments from top-ranked recruits, including defensive back Aidan Pouncey and running back Jonas Walton. They're also in the running for several other top prospects, including Devin Fitzgerald, the son of NFL legend Larry Fitzgerald. And finally, we've got some news on the Notre Dame basketball team, with star player Marcus Howard announcing his return for another season. This move is expected to significantly impact the team's chances in upcoming tournaments and games. We'll be discussing these stories in more detail throughout the day, but for now, that's a quick rundown of what's making headlines. Now, for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curel.
Thank you, Howard. Firstly, we explored the importance of respecting nature's power in our report from the Swiss Alps, where a dramatic rescue effort unfolded on the infamous Eiger Mountain. We recognized the bravery and selflessness of the rescue teams, who embody the spirit of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Next, we delved into the world of music and culture, where Estonian rapper Tommy Cash's song, Espresso Macchiato, sparked controversy in Italy due to its perceived negative stereotypes about Italian culture. This story highlights the need for cultural sensitivity and nuance in our creative endeavors. Lastly, we touched on the importance of preserving cultural heritage while embracing diversity and innovation, as seen in the backlash against Cash's song. We also explored the value of creative labor and the power of music to unite and divide us. These stories remind us that our shared human experience is complex, multifaceted, and worthy of exploration. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of what makes us human. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and keep shining a light on the extraordinary stories that shape our world. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, music legend Linda Ronstadt is being honored with a tribute concert and a new exhibit at the Country Music Hall of Fame, celebrating her incredible contributions to country rock music. Next, we're talking about the latest news from the Cannes Film Festival, where stars like Angela Bassett and Aishwarya Rai are shining bright on the red carpet. But there's also been some controversy surrounding new fashion rules that ban nudity and excessively voluminous clothing. We'll be keeping an eye on that. And finally, India is making a big splash at Cannes this year, with several Indian films, producers, and actors in attendance. From Neeraj Gaiwan's highly anticipated film Homebound, to the restoration of Sharmila Tagore's classic Aranir Din Ratri, there's plenty to get excited about. That's all for now, folks. Now, for the latest in nature and environment, here is David at Nature.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we looked at the plight of the Amazon rainforest, where the discovery of 2 new species of poison Dart Frogs has underscored the need for urgent conservation efforts to protect this precious ecosystem from deforestation, climate change, and habitat destruction. Next, we turned our attention to NASA's groundbreaking SWAT satellite, which is revealing tiny ocean currents that play a critical role in global marine dynamics and climate regulation. These small-scale ocean features are responsible for up to 30% of the ocean's total heat transport, making them a crucial factor in understanding and predicting future changes. Lastly, we examined the impact of human activities on the environment, particularly in the case of the Amazon rainforest and our oceans. From pollution and overfishing to climate change, it's clear that our actions have devastating consequences for the planet. However, by investing in satellite technology, reducing our carbon footprint, and supporting sustainable practices, we can make a real difference. That's all for today. Join us next time on the AI Daily Press as we continue to explore the wonders of our planet and the challenges we face in protecting it. Thank you for listening. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Nature for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.